From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Tuesday, June 28th, 2016. Silver is trading at $17.76 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,315 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $649. Antiwar.com reports Pentagon officials have confirmed the start of an investigation into a Saturday airstrike in Afghanistan, which reportedly killed not just the Taliban commander it targeted, but also 6 hostages who were held in Taliban custody. The Pentagon has confirmed the strike took place near the city of Kunduz, one of a handful of strikes launched since the Obama administration loosened the rules of engagement to allow an escalation in direct U.S. involvement in the Afghan war. Taliban spokesman Zabiullah Mujahid confirmed the strike killed Mullah Janat Gul Osmani and 4 other fighters, along with 6 captured Afghan soldiers who were being held in the same area. The Afghan police denied the reports, claiming the airstrike killed Mullah Janat and 5 other Taliban, and that the Taliban has killed the soldiers afterward out of spite and then tried to blame the U.S. for it. The investigation, however, suggests that the Taliban's narrative is potentially correct, though whether we ever get the results of that investigation publicly, as always, remains to be seen. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports Airbnb Incorporated is suing its home city of San Francisco to try and block a new rental law that it claims would violate federal protection for internet companies. The new ordinance, which the city's Board of Supervisors passed in a 10-0 vote earlier this month, requires hosts for companies like Airbnb, VRBO, and HomeAway to register with the city or be fined $1,000 for each host who violates the law through one of the companies. Airbnb is challenging the regulation and filing to have a preliminary injunction placed on the ordinance, which will take effect later this month. Legislators passed the law trying to combat the city's housing crisis, but Airbnb contends the regulation violates the Communications Decency Act. Airbnb said on their blog, "This legislation ignores the reality that the system is not working, and this new approach will harm thousands of everyday San Francisco residents who depend on Airbnb. It also violates the law. This is an unprecedented step for Airbnb and one we do not take lightly, but we believe it's the best way to protect our community of host and guest." The battle is just the latest in a bad month for Airbnb and other short-term rental companies, with new regulations being passed in New York City and Chicago. Los Angeles is close to passing similar regulations. You can support FPP Radio by shopping online. Whether you're looking for precious metals, bitcoins, or books, you'll find that and more at shop.fppradio.com. Every purchase you make from one of my affiliates, like Namecheap and Amazon, at shop.fppradio.com helps fund FPP Radio. Or you can shop directly from FPP with Bitcoin in the Bitcoin store. That's shop.fppradio.com. Reuters reports the U.S. Supreme Court on Monday struck down a Texas abortion law imposing strict regulations on doctors and facilities and the strongest endorsement of abortion rights in America in more than 2 decades. The 5-3 ruling held that the Republican-backed 2013 Texas law placed an undue burden on women exercising their right under the U.S. Constitution to end a pregnancy, established in the court's landmark 1973 Roe v. Wade decision. The abortion providers who challenged the law said it was medically unnecessary and specifically intended to shut down clinics. Texas officials said it was intended to protect women's health. The ruling means similar laws in other states are probably unconstitutional and could put in jeopardy other types of abortion restrictions enacted in various conservative states. Jennifer Dalvin, a lawyer for the American Civil Liberties Union, said the decision should send a loud signal to politicians that they can no longer hide behind sham rationales to shut down clinics and prevent a woman who has decided to end a pregnancy from getting the care she needs. Writing for the court, liberal Justice Stephen Breyer said, "We conclude that neither of these provisions offer medical benefits sufficient to justify the burdens upon access that each imposes." This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.